One of the most exciting developments in the creative community in recent years is the decision by School Board Number 33 to add a new integrated arts and technology high school on the site of the former UFV campus. This new school will bring back into operation the great theater facilities and the other arts amenities left after the university vacated the site. Here to tell us all about the new educational initiative are Brooke Haller and Janet Carroll, or as they like to call themselves, the Imagineers. Brooke is the principal. She holds a Master of Arts in Education from UBC Okanagan, a Bachelor of Education from Lakehead in Ontario, and a BA in Political Science from Lethbridge. She has taught in the K-12 system in a variety of settings, including principal in the Gold Trail School District 74. Brooke is an avid photographer. Undoubtedly, she will share her artistic skills with Imagine High students. Janet Carroll is the program director for Imagine High, having just left her position as senior program coordinator in the teacher education program at UFE. Janet is a well-known local actress and director. She has a Bachelor of Arts from Guelph University, a Bachelor of Education from Ottawa University, and an MA in Theatre Arts from Western Washington, and a post-degree diploma from UBC in Counseling Psychology. Janet has enjoyed a distinguished career in the K-12 system as teacher, counselor, and administrator. Janet and Brooke, over to you.
Thank you, Ian, for those kind words. I'm Janet.
I'm Brooke.
And it's our pleasure to be here tonight with you to talk about Imagine High Integrated Arts and Technology Secondary, a school of choice that will be opening September 2021 on the grounds of the former UFE campus on Yale Road, just down the road from here. I'm a longtime resident of Chilliwack. I'm also a lover of the arts. I love to be creative. I like to paint. I've been involved in community theater for many years. I like to make jewelry. I like to write, direct, act. And one of my favorite things is to get out into nature with my dogs, Coda and Bella.
I'm originally from the prairies, and I'd been spending the last almost 2 decades in the southern interior desert, teaching, principaling, taking pictures. And then I saw this posting for Imagine High, and I thought this was an opportunity of a lifetime, and I can't not do this. So stars aligned. I got the job, sold the house, and I moved to the beautiful Fraser Valley to start this great adventure with Janet.
Brooke and I didn't know each other before we started this a grand adventure, as we like to call it. So all we knew is that in about a year's time, we have to open a brand new integrated arts and technology secondary. So where do you start? We started by actually fantasizing, didn't we, Brooke? We just thought, okay, like if the sky's the limit, what would it look like? We're building a school from scratch.
We knew we had this beautiful building. The space is absolutely phenomenal. But then the question became, what are we going to do with this building? How can we live up to a name like Imagine High? That is a big name.
Kind of big boots to fill, because it was the former UFE campus and very well known in the community. So we had our marching orders, though. We had our assistant superintendent, Kirk Savage, who basically said to us, go forth and create a world-class school of choice.
No pressure.
And we're like, well, okay, we'll just get right on that. Thanks, Kirk. How do you start? Like, how do you shift your thinking about what school can be if you've got all the options in the world?
We took this opportunity to pause, to reflect, to really examine all of the structures that you think of when you imagine schools in a traditional system, bells, courses, timetables. And really, we started to ask ourselves, what are we going to keep and what are we going to keep out?
Yeah, it was kind of a refinement process. We started researching. We got lots of Tim's coffee. Luckily, there was a lot of research to be had, about 100 years of it. And essentially what we came up with after weeks of research is that learning is social, humans learn by doing, and deep learning is the kind of learning that is connected to real things and real people.
And then we zoomed a lot. We heard amazing stories of innovation and potential from educators across the province, and themes emerged. They were folks working on deep learning versus surface learning. They were allowing flexibility in longer chunks of time, and they were infusing in passion into everything they did.
And speaking of coffee, we started meeting community members for coffee at the Midtown Starbucks there, our office, and asking them, well, what do you think a school like Imagine High should be? Like, how will it fit into the community? What do you wish you had when you went to school? And our partners were happy to meet with us, and we learned so much from them.
And then we hit the road. We went on a road trip to see some of these places we had heard about, and it added layers to our thinking. How do we build a really authentic collaborative learning community? How do we structure inquiry? And how do we, that passion we talk about, how do we actually get it?
And to say that our thinking shift is an understatement. Actually, our minds were blown. We really couldn't believe what we were hearing and learning. It was so exciting. But in order to go forward with Imagine High, we realized we actually had to go back about 100 years ago to John Dewey, a very famous educational philosopher and researcher, who said, all genuine education comes from real experience.
We want a school that is alive with student work and visible for anyone who walks in our school doors. We want to ask kids real complex questions that don't have simple answers, and we want to position them as innovators that make the world a better place.
And in order to do that, we want our kids to think outside the box. And our logo is exactly that. It's a box opening up. Our goal is to help kids connect to themselves, their passions, to create, and to contribute back to the society that they live in and the community that they share with us. So when you can reinvent school, that's what you do.
We want to shift thinking from collecting random bits of information for kids over time to connecting that dot. So when students go to solve those complex, wicked problems of our time, of which there are an abundance, they have the skills to do so and see the big ideas that link them.
Our goal is to help our kids really, really develop a creative mindset, because we know that the creative mindset goes beyond disciplines. It's the ability to look at multiple perspectives, to think divergently, to be tolerant of ambiguity, to think of many solutions to complex problems, and to do that with a certain amount of confidence that you have the intellectual skills and the moral compass to do so.
And we want to anchor that all in human need and connection. That's the point of the whole idea. We want to imagine a place where students feel like they are connected to their community, but they're also empowered to be change agents. We want all of those awesome things to happen. And learning is going to look quite different at Imagine High. How are we going to do this? We know that we want learning to be integrated so that disciplines are not separate, they're together. We know we want work to mirror the work of the real world so it's authentic. We know we want to have a collaborative culture that sort of propels people to be visionary.
And in order to do all that, we really want to weave together everything that we do. So the interlocking ropes is kind of our way of saying that we want to weave kids to their interests and passions. We want to weave people together, weave school and community, and break down those walls between subjects, people, and places so our kids can experience joy in their learning. So we want you to come and join us. If you're watching this, you might be one of those creative types, and we're looking for you to be our critical friend, a thought partner, a cheerleader, a co-conspirator. We are looking for artists and creatives in residence, reciprocal partnerships with the creative community. Reach out to us. We would love to get to know you and hear your thoughts on Imagine High.
We're kind of over the moon that we have this opportunity, so we will be posting our whole journey, and we just hope that you can come on that journey with us in whatever fashion that looks like.
So thank you,
Thank
and
you.
keep
Thanks
imagining.